light can survive regardless, but the darkness cannot survive without the light. Why? Because the darkness needs the light to disappear for it to appear. My name is Sam Evans, and I'm the founder and creator of The Cognitive Switch. I'm the best-selling author to my book, The Cognitive Switch, which is available on Amazon and on Audible. It's my framework, and it's also the foundation of my training academy. I'm a big believer that for us to achieve anything we want in our life, we have it in us. We have the power, we have the strength, we have the confidence, and we can even have the mindset with our thoughts and our feelings and our behavior in complete alignment to make sure that we trust ourselves, believe in ourselves, and have the faith to take the action that we need to take to create the life that we want. Before I even began specializing in the unconscious mind, I used to always be obsessed with working on the mindset. And everyone talks about mindset, but I don't just mean consciously, I mean deep in the unconscious programming. This is your DNA. This is your generational beliefs. This is your humanness. This is your nervous system. It's every single cell, every fiber of your body. It's that programming that I don't feel was really explained well before I even became a coach. It was all about writing in your gratitude journal. Read The Secret. Now I read The Secret and it makes sense to me. But before it didn't. And so what tends to happen is when people begin to build their businesses, or when you go to do something new, or when you go to make a change, what tends to happen is the unconscious mind is going to pull you back. This is why I became a subconscious healing therapy specialist. I've now changed the name to the unconscious recode specialist. Either way, I specialize in the mind. How did I become an expert in this area? Through my own personal development, through my own personal growth. My past few decades, I'm 43 now, were filled with trauma, were filled with self-sabotage. I never believed that I was good enough. I was always drowning in debt. I couldn't save. I couldn't build a business. I was always angry. I didn't know how to be a parent. My 20s were spent in a toxic lifestyle. I had an abusive childhood. And all of these things were so ingrained in my unconscious programming, all my memory fields in my body remembered everything. So anytime I tried to move something, anytime I tried to do something, I wouldn't feel good enough. I wouldn't feel worthy enough. I would be consumed with doubt, imposter syndrome. See, I'm a big believer that when we go to achieve success, yes, we do want to get paid. Yes, we do want to make a lot of money. And yes, we do want to be successful. But everybody's term of success is unique and different to what they want. I cannot guarantee the results that you're going to ever achieve in your life, but you will achieve whatever it is that you want based on how you feel, based on what you believe, and most importantly, what you do. It's about aligning your masculine and feminine sides. You've got to have a bit of both. And you've also got to make sure you have fun. Having fun is so important to me. You've got to have fun in buying, in selling, in being creative. Hence why I like doing all these videos, because this is me. The music that I choose, it's me. It's a part of who I am. Hence why I wanted to create this video. This video is going to be shared across all of my platforms because I want you to understand exactly, first and foremost, who I am, to have a feel and a vibe for how I am. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to invest in someone, you've got to make sure you know them and you hear their voice. You don't want someone chatting a load of poop in your ear roll and then you think, oh, I regret that. In life, there is no regrets. There's only aligned choices. So what is the cognitive switch? Well, the cognitive switch was actually formed in 2019, apologies, from my wonderful coach who asked me this profound question. Sam, what is it that you do? And at the time, I was only working with clients on a one-to-one basis using NLP timeline therapy. And I said, it's like they come to me and it's like a flick of a switch. I just turn off the negativity and they just become positive. Now, I'm very much someone who speaks in layman's terms. I say it how it is. And so she was like, so it's like you turn on a switch. Oh my God, it's the cognitive switch. Thanks to this wonderful coach, the cognitive switch was born in 2018 and was then trademarked and approved in autumn of 2019. Apologies, I keep getting my years mixed up. But when I had the framework, when I had the name, I then had to obviously create my framework. My framework is very much based on the experiences of what I've had with my clients, but most importantly, what happens in the mind. See, I'm a big believer that if I don't tell you the truth, then there is no point in even working with me or let alone with anybody else. Because when you go to make a decision, anything that you try to do, even though I don't like the word try, what's going to happen is 5% of your conscious mind is going to go, yes, I'm in. I'm going to do it. And then as soon as you sign on that dotted line, what's going to happen is unconsciously your ego, which is wounded, it's not your enemy, is going to do everything to remind you of why you don't need help. You don't need anyone going in. And that's why when you are recoding, reprogramming, rewiring the nervous system, your DNA cells, your thoughts, your feelings, everything in the mind, body, and soul, it is going to require you to commit, not be interested, commit. Because it's not easy. Every time I had a one-to-one session with my own coach, I worked with my coach for 4 months solid and then continued for another 2 years, in total 2 years. Every time I had a releasing session, I looked like I'd been hit by a bus. I looked like I'd gone through a tornado. My hair would be a mess. I'd be emotional because I had to release. I had to let it go. Feeling is healing. So I always say the first phase is about realizing what the problem is. It's about facing the enemy. It's about facing the inner critic. It's about going deep into the unconscious with someone who actually knows how to get into your unconscious, because it's about asking the right questions. When you are fully aware of what your client is going through, same as me. I was in a rush. I always just wanted to get the results. I don't care how I got there. I just wanted the result. But the thing is that my coach, she had to learn about me. And this is one of the fundamental foundations of all areas. My training academy, the way I coach, the way that I teach, the way that I mentor, and most importantly, the way that I am. Even when I do my own self-development, I've got to make sure that I realize what is it that's really bothering me right now. Once I'm fully aware of the things that I need to do, and I start being really honest with myself, and I start going deep into my unconscious, the next phase is about implementation. This is where you start to feel free. You feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulder. You've literally confessed all your sins. You've repented, so they say. And then all of a sudden, the mental capacity becomes a bit more clearer. Most people only actually use 70 to 80% mental capacity because the rest of their mental capacity is consumed by guilt from the past or fears of the future. And life should not be lived that way. And so what tends to happen is because we are forcing ourselves and pushing to do, to be, we're just hitting a brick wall. And this is why I always say we go 1 step forward, 10 steps back around the vicious cycle. But when we try to go forward, when we implement new steps, when we don't face what's bothering us and we keep saying we are fine, don't like that word, then what's going to happen? You're going to get pulled back. It's like something is preventing you. People say it's procrastination. I say it's protection. What is the point in moving forward if really and truthfully, if you do move forward and you create massive wealth, massive success, what if you crash and burn? What if something happens and you don't know how to face it? What if you get overwhelmed? It's about having that longevity, that consistency, constant overflow and strategic stability in your life. Whether you're employed or have a massive job, or whether you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or a coach, whatever it is, you've got to be able to know how to face those on and off days. So once you start implementing new steps into your life, the next phase is elimination. Elimination is only ever done by me as long as I have deep rapport with the client. That basically means me honoring my levels of emotional intelligence, being aware that people are not their behaviors. I will listen to the client's needs and I will hear and pluck out the roots of self-sabotage. Anyone can help you address the root cause. But the thing is, you may think you know what the problem is, but the problem in fact is a lot deeper. So, for example, you could have a belief that I don't deserve to be successful or wealthy, or I can't make 100K months. But the root cause could be something different, like I don't deserve more, I'm not good enough, I'm irresponsible with money. It could be anything. But the only way you're ever going to know is if you go through the layers, just like an onion, peel a layer off at a time. And then once you establish the root cause, it's about pulling it out, eliminating it, which means it doesn't ever come back. It's about recoding. So what that means is you go into the unconscious mind, you understand what the problem is, you face it, and you turn off the negativity and you turn on positivity. Hence the cognitive switch. This can be done for emotions. This can be done for limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is a belief that you believe to be true. And it's been so encoded in your unconscious programming that no matter how much you try to push yourself to believe the positivity, the unconscious will always be the victor. Now, how my mind works is that my unconscious is the victor. And sometimes if my conscious mind plays a little bit victim mentality, the unconscious will always say, always take control, because I've recoded everything I possibly can. And it's continuous. There'll be times when I have to work on myself and I have to release certain limiting beliefs or certain emotions from my body. This is where I bring in silent counseling. I'm a trainer in silent counseling. This is where we shift the energetic fields from the meridians of the body. It's about healing the nervous system by understanding that through the pressure points in the head, the body, and the hand, connected to the emotions that we can carry based on past experiences. It's about shedding it, releasing it, getting it out of your body to have room for the new. So when we are eliminating the self-sabotaging behaviors, and this could be however long, it depends. Sometimes I focus on money mindset. Sometimes it's just on personal development, love, relationships. Sometimes it's a continuous journey, business, success, wealth, whatever it is, there is a solution to your problem. You don't have to be stuck in the problem. And so I was always stuck in the problem and I was fed up of it. I was so fed up of it. Everything kept going wrong for me, always procrastinating, making excuses, blame, 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 blame. I had no emotional intelligence. Well, maybe just had. I was self-aware. I always knew what the problem was, but I just didn't know how to overcome things. I lacked people skills, relationship skills, friendship skills. I didn't have anything. So when I first began my business, all I cared about was getting rich and getting paid. I'm not going to lie. But when we are improving our emotional intelligence, it's about first and foremost understanding where we are with our current levels, what's really good and what's not so good. And that's where you do the realization, the implementation, and then the elimination. The fourth phase to my framework is superabundance. Now, this is the next part, because anyone that came to me, as soon as to be fair, most of the people that come to me said they wanted to work on their money mindset. Truth be told, most people hand over their power to money, but you got to take back your power first before you heal your money story. Your money story is just like a whole module on itself. I have got mini programs on it. I've got loads of information on it. And I have got programs that I teach on it too. But it's first about recoding it at the unconscious level, which is realize what the problem is, implement new steps, and elimination of the old. But I leave that right after, because you've got to own your power first. You've got to trust yourself first. You've got to take full responsibility, because truth be told, money is your best friend anyway. But if you disrespect money, money's going to disrespect you. And it's about respecting yourself first and allowing yourself to receive, trusting that everything is going to be okay. Trust is huge. When you trust yourself, you lead yourself. When you lead yourself, you know you're going to be all right, no matter what. And then the final stage of my framework is actualization. This is where everything kind of falls into place. It's where you start to achieve most of your things. It's where you, and I say most because some of the things you may not be ready for, which means that instead of going one step forward, 10 steps back, you realize what the problem is, you'll implement a new step, you'll eliminate the old, and then you will be able to actualize your results. And it's never about repeating the old cycle. It's about reinforcing a new cycle. It's about flicking that cognitive switch. My framework I use across all platforms of my business, and it's what's allowed me to work with so many women. It could be through money, it could be through success, could be through love, it could be anything. I can't even fine tune it, because sometimes people will come to me with a problem, but in fact it will always be something different, and again it'll be something deeper. So welcome to my world. This is my introductory video. Feel free to check out the links on this post. Feel free to message me if you have any questions, but most importantly, I want you to lead yourself. Trust yourself and always know you've got the power within you to achieve whatever it is you want. You've just got to believe. Have an incredible day, and I'm so excited to be speaking with you real soon. Mwah.